Hi folks, Nat here from Living Entertainment. As you can see in the background here, we've got the all-new KEF LS50 Meta bookshelf speakers in store. Daniel recently has done an unboxing video on them, and now it's our time to really get them set up and have a bit of a play with them. So what we've done is we've set up 3 different amplifiers, the Roksan K3, the Marantz PM8006, and the PrimaLuna Evo100 valve amplifier. Now all of these amplifiers are at a very similar price point, so we thought it'd be a good way to compare it. Now we've chosen 3 different songs to test them out with, and the first song is Muse, and I believe it was called Madness. The second song was from Tom Waits, and that was called Alice, and then the third song was the Black Keys' Lonely Boy. All very different songs, and they show off a very broad spectrum of the speakers and the frequency range and which bits and pieces stick out more than others. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's start with the Roksan K3. Now the LS50 Metas highlighted its personality that I've heard in the past, but maybe even a little bit more transparent in these speakers. Fast paced, plenty of information in the highs, lots of textural information in the mids, and the bass line was nice and solid but not over bloated. Favorite tracks on this for showing the texture was Tom Waits' Alice. He's got this real gravel and it comes through really well. And on the Black Keys' Lonely Boy, it felt pretty good, nice and lively. It was a good mix between information and subtlety. It was there, it was good. The next one that we listened to was the Marantz, the PM8006. First track, Muse, was good. I really liked it on the Marantz. The snare's really punchy on that track. It sort of dulled it. I don't want to say dulled it down, but it made it more tolerable. You don't want to be listening to that track for, I can tell you, like 3 times in a row, which I did, and the Marantz made that an easy listen. It definitely suits modern recordings for sure, so that was really good. However, when we went to Tom Waits and the Black Keys, it felt maybe not quite as open or as transparent. So if you like a subtle sound or not something that you can listen to for hours and hours and hours, the Marantz is the good pick on these LS50s. The other thing to mention as well was the bass line is not as extended as it is on the Roksan or the PrimaLuna. If you've got a small room, it'll be fine. You've got a bigger room, you want a bit more extension, go with the K3 or the PrimaLuna. Now, speaking of PrimaLuna, that was the last one that we tried out. Now, on Muse, weirdly enough, the snare was the most pronounced out of all of them. Like, I didn't expect it from a valve amp. The bass line was the biggest and the snare was the biggest. The tops and highs were there. I didn't particularly love that combination on that track. You know, it just was a bit too much. However, Tom Waits, well, that thing sung. When I talked before about the texture on the Roksan, the texture on the PrimaLuna with his vocals was just, yeah, it was amazing. It was detailed. I've spoken about mid-range presence with valve amplifiers in other videos, and this is a testament to it. The LS50s really showed that off. Bassline was big, probably the biggest out of all 3 amps, funny enough. It wasn't quite as tight as the Roksan, but there was a bit more of it. All in all, they all have their own place on these speakers, just depending on what you're after. If you want a more subtle listen, go for the Marantz. If you want a sort of lively presentation, good solid bass, pretty good texture, the K3. If you want big bottom end, extended treble, and texture for days, the Evo 100. Just be careful if you're playing lots of sort of music that's really thrashy or has got really snappy snares. Yeah, you've got a bit of a balance there between all three. Now, based on my personal taste in music, I really like the Roksan in this combination. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is 3 tracks and 3 amplifiers. There's hundreds of integrated amplifiers out there. But what these speakers have really showed is that they're super transparent. If you really like your amplifier and the way it sounds now, these speakers are just going to give you more of it. I highly recommend them. They're great. Now, if you've got any more questions about the LS50 Metas, please get in contact with us. Either comment below, give us a call, hit us up on socials. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.